Okay, what up, everybody? We just got to find the proper view here. Boom. Okay, it's Thursday. We got a banger. I'm your host, John Sales. We got my co-host Brian Shade, and it's a Fantasy NFL Today show. So it's week 14. It's been do or die for a while, but I mean, I got a bunch of leagues that hang in the balance. I'm sure Brian does. And it's just chaos. I'm refreshing the Twitter every couple hours to see maybe some big news drops. I can take advantage. Brian, how's it going with you? How are your teams doing?
Well, I don't really have much in the balance. I'm either way far in or I'm out.
Okay.
So, other than the one that we're in, where we're playoffs, which
Yeah.
different story. But um, yeah, I definitely would. If I realized that, I would have traded away all of my Niners, Patriots, etc., to not have them. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
it's nice having one league a little different though, right?
yeah, you could say that. But
Yeah, not if you're being penalized for it.
yeah, I mean, my teams. I don't know. I have too many Eagles, just because after being in this content, I do like to still root for my own team. So I do tend to draft my teams a bit more, especially if they're good and they're supposed to be good and they're quite meh. So
Yeah, we're not even gonna do much Eagles today because it's a shit show, right? Jalen Carter's out too now, so like defense is gonna fall off. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's just weird. Like what? So are you if you're out or up, are you kind of like punting this week if you're not going for like first place money and just going for that like kind of week 15 matchup?
yeah. Like I think two of them, I'm like firmly in second, so I have my bye, but I'm not like I can't do anything else. One of them are obviously in the playoffs, and then the other ones I'm out. I had a I do a one league where it's two matchups where you go against a median each week as well.
Oh,
I was like firmly 500, and then the past 3 weeks just went 0-6, and I'm about as unlucky as you can get in one of those scoring leagues because I score like the seventh highest each week and then lose to somebody. So it
well,
is what it
seventh
is.
highest. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, but like there are times where I have the second highest points against, and it's no one
Yeah,
cares if we're being honest.
that's true.
But yeah, it was frustrating year, but we'll bounce back. I still got some ways to win money, and
Yeah, I'm in all these leagues and I'm doing well in all of them, but yet somehow it's like it's just weird. I don't know. It's just fantasy football's so weird. It's I this best ball format, this huge money stakes league. I've had like one of the best teams all year, and but it's by points. It's not record. So I only scored like 80 points last week in a down week. So it's gonna be I'm gonna be like 10-3. I'm 10-3, but I'm not gonna advance
interesting.
because
Yeah,
it's
that's
best ball format. These big stake money leagues. The first 3 weeks are rotisserie, right? It's roto, so you just got to come in the top
yeah,
six to get a win, and then the rest is head to head. But the head to head isn't valued at all. So I don't really get it. I'm hoping maybe I don't understand it and I can somehow advance. But
interesting. Yeah, I don't. I like to keep it simple. I mean, I do. It is kind of a now that best ball is a thing. Now it's like I almost view multiple season long fantasy leagues as like, all right, let me diversify a little bit. I'm obviously not going to win every league. I hope I can, and I will try to, but I do try to diversify the teams a little bit just so I'm not. If I'm all in on Joe Burrow and he was hurt for half the year, I'm not screwed in every single one of my leagues.
yeah, it's tough because I get that and that makes sense. But then I did that in one of my other leagues where it's like, okay, I took, I got Gibbs, I got all my running backs that I liked early. So then in my
Hmm.
other big money league, I say, okay, I don't want to double up on these guys. So I took Derrick Henry 8th, then I took Ken Walker, who I never even liked in the second. And he's kind of these. Well, Henry's been okay, but it's like I get these guys just because I don't have them anywhere, and not because I like them. And then it's like they stayed healthy, but they've just kind of been crap. So there's got to be some weird middle ground, or maybe it's like you alternate your top five, and then you really fall in love with those like later guys. Like Drake May's a guy I loved. I should have got Drake May in every single league, especially in one QB.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of similar where it's like I had my middle round and late round guys that I got in a lot of different places. And probably my best ball teams show that too, where it's like a lot of the similar guys in the late rounds. But I mean, it really does depend where you select with the other leagues. So I was in two auction leagues and I got to really pick and choose who I wanted. I did pretty well in those. But I tend to go like a stars and scrubs approach because I like my ability to find people later on. But yeah, I mean, if it's randomized draft order, like you're going to have a different team every time normally. So it's just kind of, I think it's still picking your favorite players, but just being realistic, I'm not going to be in a draft slot to get Gibbs every time. I'm not going to be in a draft slot to get Drake London or for you, Brock Bowers, etc. Like I might not be
Yeah,
in the
but
slots I
there's
want.
only a handful of guys where that's the case. Otherwise, you can pretty much reach and do whatever you want, right? You can't get
Yeah.
those first guys, but like you're Drake London. Yeah, I guess if you're the first overall pick, you're not going to get Drake London because he won't make it all the way back. So yeah,
Hmm.
okay, I guess that's true. So what do we do about Drake, right? Like he's a big, big proponent of mine early. He was slow, then he took off. Right, he had 3 weeks where he saw wide receiver 2 or 1. Now he might not play, but they're playing Seattle. So let's say even London's available. Are you playing him? The Seattle team that just had Max Brosmer go for negative fantasy points?
That's Max Brosmer, who you apparently love, but hopefully not anymore.
Yeah, he cost me a week. Might have cost me the playoffs. $200
Yeah,
free.
I don't think he's playing, and if he is, then I play him. Like he's the type of guy where you spent so high on him, you don't want him on your bench in the playoffs and you lose, or on your bench fighting for the playoffs and you lose as a result. You play him and you accept what comes. I just don't think he's playing, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I got Kirk Cousins too, and it's actually my only QB this week. I'm really bad at this apparently, but it's like so if I play Cousins and Drake, and then they both shit the bed, I'm going to lose a week, and then I'm going to be out of the playoffs. But I'm probably screwed. I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about Thursday night. All right, this absolute crazy game, right? Because Lions, Cowboys, both teams. Anthony's making pickups. He's supposed to come on the podcast. It's funny. But they're both run funnels, right? They both got terrible secondaries, and both defenses are excellent, because defending the run.
Yeah.
What do you? I gotta get your model out, but what do you got this game at? Because the total is 54.5 and moving.
I mean, I have my model because I'm looking at it. I biggest thing that I have no clue what's going to happen is Amon Ra. I don't think he's going to play.
Yeah, he's probably not. They said he might not even play next week. There's almost no chance he's playing.
So who's wide receiver 2? I'm pretty sure Khalif Raymond's also out. Is he?
Yeah, but yeah, he got a touchdown last week. I mean, why wouldn't he? It's some other guy some other white guy I never even heard of.
That's the guy that you haven't heard of. Is Tom Kennedy.
Yeah.
He had double the target share of Tesla last week.
Sure, but they didn't have Tesla. Like Ramon Ra got hurt, right? And then so it's not like they had time for Tesla to like work in on with the first team and different snaps and stuff.
I think Kennedy's more that Amon Ra role, the slot role, and then Tesla's outside. Like in the 2 wide receiver sets, I do think it'll be JMO Tesla. But I think Kennedy is that slot role. I picked him up in a league that I'm desperate and potentially need a wide receiver. I'm pretty sure it's that playoff league that we're in because I have Amon Ra and he's been great for me and I'm screwed and I'm debating starting Kennedy over I don't know, Darnell Mooney and etc. Like Deebo Samuel.
Talent over matchup, man. It's been the theme all season. But
I want this matchup. This is a huge matchup. 54.5 points. It's projecting almost 29 points to almost 26 points. Like it's going to be a fun one, and hopefully.
Do you think is Goff more likely to throw for 400 or Kirk 200 in that Atlanta game?
I mean, I gotta say Kirk just because the odds, but this is going to be a fun one. I mean, it's kind of a start whoever you can.
Right? But it's like the craziest stat I wrote about in the preview today. What do you think Dallas's run defense ranked in the last 4 games, allowing points to running backs?
Oh, probably first top 3, I would assume.
Yeah, they're the best rush defense in the NFL right now. Like
it's amazing when Jerry Jones wants something, he can get it done.
It's just crazy. So it's like they're mirroring. People say Cincy, but it's like the those Brady Tampa teams. They're my favorite teams to bet on because the run defense was so good. Teams would have to pass, and then they would also pass a lot. So it's like you just didn't get these clock eating drives. It was just shootout. And that's what Dallas is doing. But that's also what kind of Detroit is right now because they got Terry and Arnold out. Their secondary's broken. The O-line's not the same, so they can't really run the ball. Plus, they're going against the best rush team in the league. The only thing is Amon-Ra out, right? That kind of hurts the ceiling in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think CD's going to go off. I think Pickens probably. I think Javante's a good start. J-Mo might be the best start, for being honest. Just because they need him to create stuff for that offense. I mean, yeah, Gibbs is the number one, but I think getting something in the passing game, J-Mo is going to be dependent on a lot because pretty sure Brock Wright, their second tight end behind Laporta, who's still out, is also out. So
it's just like there's no stats like their EPA per play, right? Detroit's 0.22, Dallas is 0.14, right? The only teams even close to them, it's Buffalo at 0.28 in the entire league. And so it's like you have the two best offenses, two of the worst pass defenses, both must-win games. I just like, like if you had to alt line anyone, what would you do? Like JMO 150?
I like Gibbs over 80 receiving.
Oh, okay.
Just because that offense could be, all right, Gibbs, you know what? We're going to just stick you in the slot. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but like it could be have two running backs on the field a lot this game and then go two running backs, two receivers. And maybe that's how they make up for Amon-Ra being out.
That makes sense. I like that. That's a great, I wish I thought that before I made my bet. But the worry is that if Dallas, they're 30 seconds running backs, that's not just rushing, right? That counts in the receiving, right? So
I don't care. Gibbs is
sure.
Gibbs very high, but yeah.
For sure. But I just would like to see, like, I think they've held running backs under 40 or 50 yards 4 games in a row. How have they done in the receiving, holding them in the receiving yards as well, right? Like that.
I don't know that, but
yeah. That's just what I would have looked at before if I was going to make an off bet. So guys, if you're watching on Twitter, right, jump over to YouTube. We're going to do some more previews. We're going to talk about some fantasy playoffs. Hopefully, answer questions. We love questions, right? So come over to YouTube so you can drop, like, subscribe, do it all. Anthony's going to come on. We're going to talk some best ball stuff because it's a little over our head, and we want to understand it more because we all got leagues. So just first question here, right? Albert Moroccan, something like that, 602. Burrow or Goff? Right, this is the theme all season: talent versus matchup. Right, just talent. Joe Burrow, right? Joe Burrow every day. T. Higgins practicing full today, so he's probably got his full weapons. But they're playing Buffalo. Buffalo has a pretty solid pass defense somehow. Is there a lean here for you, or is it easy?
Yeah, it's easy. It's Goff.
Right.
But I'd much rather have Burrow on my team, leading my team. But you start any QB who plays Dallas. If you can stream every QB in the playoffs against Dallas, I'd probably do that over Lamar Jackson.
This Lamar Jackson.
I would do it over, let's pick another. I'd do it over Pat Mahomes. Do it that way.
Isn't Mahomes like the QB1 on the season?
I stand by what I said.
I mean, over Mahomes, this
Dallas defense.
Which is crazy, too, because it's like, I'm Goff, too. It's easy Goff all day. But it's like, okay, the equalizer. Burrow's getting Higgins back probably. Goff lost his best guy in St. Brown. And it's like, nope, that's not enough. You have to go Goff. Is there any argument for Burrow? If you have Chase, you have the Chase or Higgins, you chase a stack?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I would. If you're chasing a stack, sure, I get it. Dallas is number one they get for QBs, number one for wide receivers. It's hard to not start them.
Yeah, just for context, Bills are allowing the 27th most fantasy points to QBs, 23rd to wide receivers, right? They're the 6th to running back, so they give up tons and tons and tons of chunk running back plays. And the Cowboys are giving up the 2nd most points to QBs, right? So it's just like, it's a joke. The most is Cincy.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else in this game? Like David Montgomery, right? Because it's like high point total, but he can't run against Dallas. So he's going to have 6 carries for 18 yards.
I have him kind of high. in the rankings, like just because of the point total and
Yeah.
all that. Like it's just he might eat. I think a lot of that is touchdown dependent. I mean, I have him at 10 carries for or 11 carries for 48 yards and a half a touchdown.
Wow, 48 yards. That seems nuts. I'll bet you he does not have that.
We'll
Gibbs,
see.
though, it's just, I think he's had about averaging 6 carries and 25 yards like last 3 games. And now he's going against the best, well, I guess the Packers last week are good too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? So Javonte, so you got to start Javonte, even though the Lions, like it's just so crazy, right?
You got to start all those running backs. I think. I mean, Montgomery may be more of like a low end flex play, but they've gotten you here. Their volume's so high, and they're on an offense that's going to score points. Like, what would you rather Aaron Jones on an offense that doesn't score points, but like, I don't know. It's just.
I would rather Aaron Jones because it's the Commanders, right? Commanders giving up the second most running back points. I would love Aaron Jones. It would be hard for me not to start Aaron Jones. You'd have to give me a crazy name. Like I'd start Aaron Jones over Javonte.
I don't know if I could do that just because of that. Like, what you got 9? Yeah, JJ McCarthy is the.
I know, it's gross, but I mean, it's really, really gross. But I mean, Commanders were essentially the worst defense, but it's just crazy. Lions 26 most running back points, Cowboys 32nd. Like I don't think either team is really going to try and run the ball in this game. Obviously, Detroit's going to be running with Gibbs, but they're probably more likely. I think we put shotgun, roll them out, right? Little wheel routes, kind of curls. Just throw to them, 10-target game rather than a 30 carry game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, my model doesn't take into account. It takes into account the whole season. So yeah, the offensive line hasn't been as good as of late. So that could be a big difference. But I don't know. I still think they'll try to run it. I think, especially if it's a kind of a shootout, they'll still be. I think it'll be a pretty close game. So it's not like they're going to be out of running the football.
Yeah, that's true. But it's Dan Campbell's calling the plays though. I feel like he likes to throw, right? I feel like the Lions get in trouble is when they just try and force the offense and the Goff throws 50 times. Like that's usually when they're in trouble.
Yeah, I think they like the play action pass. So, and in order for play action to work, you at least have to try to run it. I'm not saying they're going to be great and they're going to be effective, but when you try to run it and you have someone like Gibbs, things can happen, even behind a subpar offensive line.
Dak or Goff? All right, that'd be more. Right, Dak, you get that more. I guess they're the underdog, right? So that.
I have Goff, but it's just because they're favored. For being honest, if you think Cowboys are going to win, I'd go Dak.
Really, I think it wouldn't it be the opposite? If you thought Lions are going to win, I'd go Dak.
I just want the team that's going to score more points because that means probably more touchdowns for the QB.
I want the team passing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just seen if they get Cowboys
60 yards equals or 40 yards equals 1 passing touchdown in fantasy points. Like that's the equivalent. So I'd rather the touchdowns and
what? Sorry, 40 yards.
Like
40 rushing yards.
Never mind, you're right. It's 4 points is 100 yards. So 100 yards or a passing touchdown.
A passing touchdown.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of my mindset of where I want to go for it. You're right on correcting me on that. My bad, but yeah, it's just I lean for the points. Whoever scores more touchdowns tends to win in fantasy.
Okay. I want to do so we'll get into some more games. So I wanted to just quiz you on some stuff because your model, right, takes into season long. Most models do. Most stats are season long. But one of the things it's just these defenses can shift so quickly, and it can take us a few weeks to catch up, right? So who do you think has the worst? Who's allowing the second most wide receiver points in the league? What defense over the last 4 weeks?
For the last 4 weeks? I'm trying to think who's just gotten bombarded. Not the Eagles, is it?
No. But they just got gashed on the ground, right? So
Oh yeah.
you won't get it. It's Tampa. They're allowing the second most wide receiver points and the most QB points. So in theory, they're the worst defense in the NFL right now.
I did notice actually when I was doing the model, who's Tampa playing again? They play New Orleans.
Chuck, yeah.
Yeah, like Shuck was annoyingly. He's like kind of an annoyingly good start. Yeah, and I'm forced to start him. Luckily, or not luckily, but luckily that I'm forced to start him. It is a pretty good matchup for him, but
well, it's apparently the best matchup in football.
yeah, but they're still only projected under 17 points, which is like.
But it's so Devon Bailey, right? He's kind of this waiver wire guy who just had his first good game of the season, but now he's got this great matchup. Olave's kind of banged up. Are you starting this guy? Would you start this guy Vavele or whatever his name is over Isaac Tesla?
Probably not, just because I want the upside. I think of Tesla. Maybe I would. I mean, probably do I need to win a week or do I need like 10 points? I think Bailey's more likely to get me like 10, 12 points.
I think he was like the wide receiver. Was it the 6th last week? Yeah.
The person who really intrigues me on the Saints is Juwan Johnson, the tight end.
Yeah.
He's getting like 25% target shares, especially with, I think Olave might be out. It's just
really?
If
Olave's out, you have to start Bailey.
Yeah, if Olave's out compared to Bailey or Bailey compared to Tesla, yeah. If Olave's in, but I kind of think he might be out. I'm not.
I know he's had back pass. Okay, another one. So the Falcons, right, had the best pass defense in the league for maybe 8 games or something, right? They're allowing the least amount of passing yards. Where do you think they are wide receiver points allowed the last 4 weeks?
Top 10, top 5?
They're the 6th worst pass defense.
I mean, they used to be getting I feel like they were sacking the quarterback a bunch. I don't know if they are anymore.
I mean, they're just getting shredded every week. So it's like they went from a team where you don't want to, you're kind of hesitant to start maybe your wide receiver 2s, like a Devontae Smith, T. Higgins or something, to now it's like they're playing Seattle. It's like, okay, obviously JSN's going to go crazy, but am I starting Cooper Kupp? Am I going to give this Rashid Shaheed, a gamble, right? They're allowing the 8th most QB points, right? So it's like, okay, now I have to start Sam Darnold. Is Darnold a top 5 option?
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta just sucked. I feel bad for any Atlanta fans because they traded their first round pick away to they're about to give the Rams a top 10 pick, and the Rams are already a Super Bowl favorite, I think now maybe. I'm sorry to any Falcons fans out there. You have some great looking skill position players and Drake London and Bijan. Pitts is also a good play if London's out again.
Yeah, but I thought Mooney was a great play too after his first good game, and then he did nothing last week. Yeah, but it was a rainy game in the Jets. So
Pitts, whenever London's been out, Pitts seems to be getting a 20 to 25% target share.
Yeah, no, of course, but it's just Kirk Cousins versus Seattle, but Seattle's always really good versus wide receivers. They're always kind of bad versus tight ends. It's got to be some sort of defensive strategy. So speaking of tight ends, what team do you think is the second worst defending tight ends?
Second worst. I feel like I knew the worst is Miami, right?
No. The worst is the worst in the history of football. They don't even have it's so bad they don't even have
it's numbers. Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Is second is it Seattle?
No, but I usually give hints. Sorry, so I didn't give you anything here. These are just for hard. The Jags. So the Jags are the worst team defending tight ends since 2020. And Cincy is the worst team defending tight ends in the history of football. They don't even. It's so it's off the metrics compared. It's not even compared to anyone. Right? Remember they played the Steelers. They had 3 tight ends. I think had top 12 finishes. So
the Steelers are fun because trying to project them out is miserable.
Yeah, I can only imagine. But this tight end thing. So Cincy, it's Cincy to tight ends is what Dallas is to QBs. Right? So it's Dalton Kincaid hasn't played. He just showed up with a knee injury. He's had knee brace. So if Dawson Knox, right? Don't you have to play Dawson Knox?
You do.
The
if Kincaid's out, yeah.
Historically bad for tight end. Trey McBride's tight end 1. And I think if Kincaid's out, Dawson Knox might be the tight end 2.
I mean, it's up there. He'll be up there. It's just I couldn't, again, this early when trying to get stuff out, I couldn't figure out that injury. I'm starting him unless I have like a Warren,
Kelsey,
McBride, one of those guys. Like
Brock,
I'm probably starting him.
Or you find a way. I picked him up in my league. I'm gonna have to start him because when you see it, it's like McBride's like here in the chart, and then it's like the Cincy tight ends are like it's like it's crazy. It's the worst. So if you're watching, pick up Dawson Knox, and you might even play him if Kincaid's playing. Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's find one more little fun one here. Raiders are so bad. Staying on Cincy. Oh crap! No, I gave it away. What team? What's the third best team defending wide receivers in football?
I mean, I guess it's Cincy.
Right. So it's like this thing. Everyone goes Cincy, worst defense in the league, right? But it's like no, they're terrible versus tight ends, terrible versus running backs, but they're really good versus wide receivers. So it's a sneaky thing where it's like you see your teams playing Cincy. It's like, oh my God, I got to start Shakir. I'm going to find a way to get Kean Coleman in. It's the opposite. It's like, no, you got to get these guys out.
I mean, luckily Buffalo's wide receivers kind of suck anyway, so I'd much rather be starting their running backs and tight ends.
Yeah, but it's like I wouldn't start Shakir. I'd start Dawson Knox over Shakir. Like you got to play the numbers in these matchups at this point in the season.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, well, this isn't as fun. You disagree with me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to disagree? I mean,
well, usually I'm just saying crazy stuff and you're disagreeing. So, yeah.
I don't think you're crazy this time. I think we have progress here. What 14 now, finally?
What about, what do we do with, like, the Minnesota passing, right? Justin Jefferson, I mean, you can't bench him, right? Like, I did a tweet about this. Like, these superstars you drafted first, second round, you almost have to bench. Like, Barkley, I think you have to bench Barkley. Are you benching Jefferson?
I mean, my whole thing is, like, who do you have to start over him? If you drafted them that high, unless you are a stud on the waiver wire and you picked up 2-3 running backs that are better than him on the waiver wire, you probably still have to start them. It sucks, but I mean, it's not a fun thing to say, but like if you drafted them, your team's probably not that good.
That's probably true, but I mean, like if I had Zach Charbonnet, I'm starting him over Barkley, or Algier. It's like these guys are getting touchdowns every week. Barkley's playing the Chargers. Chargers have one of the best defense in the league. They're a bit of a run funnel because right now they've got the 30th and 31st out. So they're like the 30th most QB points, 31st wide receivers. So it's like I don't know if you can play AJ Brown and Devontae this week. I mean, you probably got to play AJ, but like Devontae, he's on that cusp of maybe I'm not playing him.
I mean, I have Barkley at running back 13. I don't think that's terrible. I think that's mostly just it's just because he's going to get the volume.
Okay, let's look at his finishes, right? Running back 43, 24, 27, 20. Right? He hasn't scored a touchdown in 4 weeks. He was 13 for 56 last week, but the other 3 weeks he's under 3.5 yards per carry. Like he's a bad running back.
I don't know if he's bad, but yeah, I mean he hasn't been playing well.
And now they're going against a really good defense. Okay. Anthony, what up?
Hey everyone, how's it going?
We're just arguing about the stars you bench. Like I'm saying, you got to bench Barkley this week.
Over who?
I mean, if you got an RB2, no. If you got Charbonnet, Algier, if you got some of these RB2s that are scoring every week,
I'm probably still starting Barkley.
Jordan Mason.
Depends if Aaron Jones plays, but probably.
Oh, if Aaron Jones doesn't play, you're starting Mason over everybody.
Who do the Vikings play this week?
Commanders.
Washington.
Ooh, yeah, that's juicy.
Yeah.
I mean, the over-under is only 42.5.
Cool. It's because
because it's Mariota versus JJ, I guess.
So like Raiders, Genty. If you have Genty, they're playing Denver. How the hell can you play Genty this week, right? Broncos 30th. They're giving the 30th most running back points last 4 weeks.
You might have to play Genty based on your options.
I can give you one stat of why you're starting him. He had a 36% target share last week.
Right. Oh yeah, I think he's got 8 targets in like 3 straight games.
Yeah, like that's and an 83% rush share. Like if you have that much volume, you're at least going to get 10 points, unless you're literally 1 yard to carry and 1 yard to catch.
Okay. What's I'm trying to think another stud you might be benching. Like Jefferson you're playing because it's Washington, right? The matchup's so great.
I mean, I still think you're starting AJ and Devonta just because their target shares are so high on that team. It's like 25 to 30% to both of them. Like, yeah, the offense hasn't been great, but it's not like the ball's going to anyone else other than those two, and they can go off.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes we fall into love with the matchup and ignore the talent because, like, guys do, like, even Buffalo played Houston 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, best secondary in the league. Got to bench Shakir. Shakir had the best game of his season.
Yeah, I actually have a fun question. Tampa Bay, what are we doing? What if Mike Evans is back? What if Jalen McMillan's back? Chris Godwin's back. Bucky's back. Everyone's back. Who's doing anything?
Is Jaden McMillan actually back?
No, he's practicing. They opened his window.
Oh, okay. I missed that. That's tough.
I mean, Bucky we're starting.
Like
Right.
Ibuka.
I think you're benching Ibuka. I think Godwin's a wide receiver 1. Ibuka hasn't had a good game, I think, since the hamstring, or maybe he had the one good game after the bye.
Yeah, I think the receiver has just kind of turned into a mess. Unfortunately, I could see, not that I think it's realistic for Mike Evans to get it, but I think he needs to average like 172 yards or something to hit 1,000 for the 12th year in a row or something. I mean, I could see Baker feeding him just to feed him, like that's his boy. But I mean, really,
He's not
like
hitting the mark.
no, he's not going to. But like, I mean, that's just
They'd have to play it themselves.
I think Baker gets an upgrade, obviously, but
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be tough to trust any of the Bucks receivers as anything more than just like a touchdown reliant, or maybe the game plan is just that receiver this week. Like it's going to be tough.
I think if Evans is available, I think you have to bench Ibuka, and then you're debating between Evans and Godwin. And I mean, Godwin's looked pretty good 2 weeks in a row. I think you play Godwin, and then Evans it's up to you. Maybe if you have a Baker stack, but I'm not playing it. First week after a collarbone, a quick heel, he's 32. No.
Yeah, that feels kind of tough.
Okay,
Guess where I have Baker this week.
What?
So guess where I have Baker this week?
QB 5?
Who do the Bucks play?
Saints. The middle of the pack. I don't. Is it QB 2? I don't know.
I was just waiting for him.
I got no patience.
QB3.
He is QB3.
Oh wow!
He's behind Josh Allen and Jared Goff.
Jared
How
Goff
he
is
ahead of
number
Dak?
2.
That's stupid.
Yeah, where's Dak at?
Dak's 5. Jordan Love's right in between Baker and Dak.
Why do you have now? I think you guys talked about the Lions, Cowboys already, but why do you have Goff over Dak? And if you already answer this, like, just tell me.
The main thing was pass touchdowns are worth more than yards. And
Implied point total are favored.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right.
So let's pivot to some best ball stuff. We'll keep bouncing back. If you guys got questions, jump in with your questions. So Brian was trying to figure out how many of his teams advanced and couldn't quite figure it out. What's the basic formula? Two teams per league?
Yeah. So it depends on the tournament, but generally speaking, it's the top 2 advance beyond week 14 into the playoffs. So this is going to be the final week for the regular season for best ball. And if you are a top 2, and in some cases a top 3 team in your pod, you advance to week 15. And then for week 15, it at the playoffs start, you get put into pods, and they vary between like 15 and like 6. Again, it all depends on the tournament and the size and the structure. But you get put in another pod, and then the top 1 or 2 advance. Same thing for week 16, and then week 17, whatever the like final amount of entries are. You're all just in one big pod, and you kind of just play for first. Really, it's kind of just how it goes. So you have to just you'll have to look in like the tournament details to see if it's 2 or 3.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, my overview says 18 entries and only 1 is winning at the moment. So that's not the best.
No, but you only did 18. Like
that's underdog. But DraftKings I was doing pretty well in.
Oh yeah,
And
you were
maybe
more
have
of a
some on the reverse.
DraftKings guy.
You might be 10 points back in a couple of matchups, right? So if you have a big week 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll tell you what place you're in and how many points you're back. So yeah, like you could have a third place team that's just a couple of points behind and maybe advances this week.
So yeah, best ball. I mean, it's not really our thing, Anthony. You've really dived into this. What's some of the winning strategies so far this season? Like team stacks, position heavy. What just going Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor in the second round appears to be the big ticket this year. And early on in best ball drafting season over the summer and even before summer, Christian McCaffrey was a second round pick. So like if you got him in the second round, you're probably doing extremely well. Those are the 2 big ones. And I faded Christian McCaffrey quite a bit in best ball. So that hurts.
So did I. Yeah.
But I have some JT, so that's good. But yeah, JT is the big winner, I think, for best ball. In Best Ball Mania, which is the underdog's biggest tournament, it's like 672,000 folks participate in it, or entries. So it's a large sample size. Jonathan Taylor is on 50% of the advancing teams. So, like, if you took Jonathan Taylor, it's a 50-50 chance that you're making the playoffs or not.
Which is when only 2 of 12 make it.
Yeah, whoever. Yeah, if you have Jonathan Taylor, like the odds are you're making the playoffs.
So that's crazy high. Like, who's second? Is anyone even close to that?
I feel like Javonte would be up there because people didn't spend high on Javonte Williams at all, and then my one team that's doing well in underdog is I have a Jalen Hurts, Anthony Richardson QB stack, which sucks, but I have McCaffrey and Javonte, and that's kind of carrying me.
Let me see. I'm going to look up the advancement rate for Javonte Williams now. And again, this is just for best. This is for Best Ball Mania, not across all tournaments.
Okay.
Me and Anthony were talking about our best ball team that we did, and then so we did this Ram stack where we did Puka, Devontae, Stafford, almost because we went full against the grain because nobody liked the Rams. That's when Puka was sliding. You could get Devontae late, and that's our best team. So.
And Matt Stafford was gonna die and retire because he had a bad
he wasn't gonna play, and we ended up getting Nico Collins in the first round, who wasn't great in the beginning of the year, but is really turning it on now. So yeah, that team's looking real good. But to answer the Javonte Williams question, he is for Best Ball Mania, he's advancing 29.9, so 30% of teams that have Javonte Williams are advancing. Okay. So I think that's really good.
So yeah, that was my favorite article I wrote this summer. It was the teams last year who were the highest percentage rostered on Yahoo. That won Yahoo teams. Does anyone remember who the guy player was?
I don't remember. I'm gonna guess. Was it Juwan Jennings?
No, Juwan Jennings.
Yeah,
kind of off.
Waiver wire wonder. Yeah, waiver wire wonder. That was my guess.
Was it Bucky?
Close. Jalen McMillan.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he went off the play. He scored every week for 4 straight weeks to end the season.
So I find that's indicative. Who do you guys think it'll be this year? My guy Adonai Mitchell, who I've been plugging for a while, finally had his breakout. Second Brian. Because we see these guys.
Adonai, you mean?
What?
Adonai Mitchell.
AD Mitchell. Yeah, whatever. But we see it last year, right? With these guys, your guy Ricky Pearsall, Anthony, right? Yeah. These Keyshawn Butte had a good Marvin Mims. These guys finished the season on a tear, and just take off. Doesn't necessarily translate to the next season. But who do we like this season to do that? Who are some of maybe the late guys you got in best ball or that are just kind of near the wire? Like we were talking about Devon Bailey.
I like Devon Bailey. I wrote about him in my waiver article. I also like AD Mitchell. Just Adonai, AD Mitchell. So I think those are two really good ones. I would love to say Travion Henderson if they didn't just
No, he's too
immediately
high.
start if they didn't immediately just start giving the ball back to Ramondre Stevenson once he got healthy. He would have been a good one. You're talking about late guys.
Or like Michael Wilson, right? I picked up Michael Wilson in a bunch of leagues. He kind of had a down game with Marvin Harrison Jr., but Marvin Harrison Jr. might not play this week. They're playing the Rams, who are going to put up points. And
He's a
Bryce
good
Young
one.
just lit up the Rams. So it's like that Rams are kind of a pass funnel because their rush defense is so good. You know, would you rather
Trey
have
Benson?
Huh?
Does Trey Benson count?
As what?
Ooh.
Why? He's never playing again.
His practice window opened. I don't know if he's playing this week, but his practice window opened, I think, this week or last week.
It opened last week. He didn't play last week.
And he's not playing this week. He's not practicing. He hasn't practiced in like 8 weeks. His injury was terrible.
I thought they opened the practice window for him to practice, but maybe not.
Well, then they might have, but he's not practicing.
His injury was so strange when it happened. It was like a Thursday night I think it was Thursday night, and we didn't hear anything about it until like the following Tuesday. And then it was like they're like, oh, he tweaked his knee a little bit. And then by the end of it, it was like he's going on IR and might miss the rest of the year. So I don't really know what's going on with Trey Benson and his injury. But if he comes back, like that's an excellent choice as far as like the guy you need.
Sure.
Do you trust Hampton if he comes back? Vidal just went off.
The problem is their O-line, yeah, that's true. Their O-line's been kind of crap. But yeah, I think you have to play Hampton. I mean,
I don't know if I trust it. Yeah, I don't know if I trust it, but I think that I'm in a situation where he's going to end up being my RB2 should he like come back for the playoffs. And I don't love it, but I mean, so you're going to be in a position probably where you have to trust it, especially because you probably picked him as your RB2 in draft season. And I mean, if you held on, that's nice. It's nice to see his name come back up, but they might just split time with Vidal as well. Like ease him back in. He's a rookie. Vidal has been great. Save Hampton for more of the playoff push.
That's true. I was just, who would you rather have for this right now? Justin Jefferson or A.D. Mitchell?
Jefferson.
Really? Okay.
I think I still have to go Jefferson, but that's one of those things. Like this is the time of the year where like you have to throw out like the name and like the obviously Justin Jefferson hasn't had a great year, but you like throw out the name and the performances all year. Like week 14 matters, and the next week it's like week 15 is the only thing that matters. So like, I mean, if you are feeling confident in the matchup with AD Mitchell over Justin Jefferson and knowing that Justin Jefferson's kind of had a down year with JJ McCarthy and just the carousel of quarterbacks, I mean, it might be a decision that you make, and I can understand it. I just don't know that I'd have the gall to do it.
I wouldn't do it this week.
That much worse than Tyrod Taylor?
Kinda. The problem is you don't do it this week because the Commanders are the worst team in the NFL defending wide receivers. So if Jefferson's ever going to do it, like if Jefferson doesn't do it this week against some Commanders who can't guard and defend anyone, you can't play him. Like I think that's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Jefferson owner, you're probably not in the playoffs anyways. But if you are the select few.
No, I know teams. I think there's so many busts in that first round, like with Malik, right? Nico wasn't very good.
Brian Thomas.
Huh?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Right? There's all these busts that I think a lot of people were able to survive their first round pick. Like Derrick Henry hasn't been that great. He's kind of been plodding. Like who are the first round picks that hit? Like Bijan's been real boomer bust. He's been a hot mess, right? Other than Gibbs,
Jamar, managers happy.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think there was a lull when they were going through the transition when Joe Burrow got hurt, but overall, yeah, I have Jamar Chase in the league, and yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with this season.
I mean,
I guess my one league I have Jamar. I also have Lamar, so I'm not.
You're feeling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Somebody else that could be that league winner guy that definitely didn't drop out of waivers, Christian Watson.
Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah.
In Green Bay, he's exploded the past 2 weeks. I know he had 2 touchdowns last week. I mean, nobody. I'm surprised he started playing as early as he did this season, coming off the ACL
and playing well.
Yeah, like exactly. He's playing well, like almost immediately. So that's That's another name. That's actually thinking about it now. That is probably my favorite answer to this
So
question. Is Christian Watson might be that guy.
Bears are the third worst team defending wide receivers right now. So it's like, yeah, I mean,
Like,
I mean, I have
who's
Jordan
starting
Love
over Christian Watson this week?
I'm
Not a lot of
trying.
people.
Yeah, like he's probably a top 12 receiver, at least as far as rankings go, right?
Yeah,
Range.
it's tough because we don't know
I have
what
him at 20.
is. What?
Okay.
I have him at 20 just because his target share is not the most predictable.
Right.
And Love had 2 touchdowns in 4 games before this, right? And then he just had 4 touchdowns last week. So it's like, which Love is it going to be? You know, the Bears are terrible against the pass, so just like the Lions are. So it's like
You didn't trust me last week with Love.
I know. Well, because he hadn't done it, and we didn't realize the Lions secondary was that bad. So I think it's like I'm all about super recency bias. Like, did you go off last week? I'm playing you. I don't care what your name is.
So you're gonna chase the points.
Yeah. I think yeah.
I had him as a top 5 option last week. I have a top 5 option this week.
Yeah, I played Jordan Love. I played Jordan Love over Lamar Jackson this week.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Jaden Reed's coming back too, by the way, speaking of Packers receivers. So that might put a little damper in things, although Jaden Reed is kind of just a slot guy, apparently.
I didn't get him a bunch of target share, but just because I don't know for sure if he's playing, so it's just hard to project that. But I did see he was practicing. I still think
limited, so like there's really no way of knowing until they tell us, really. But
okay, so
another interesting name.
Tom Kennedy is the guy for this week.
I heard you talking about
Kennedy over Isaac Tesla, which is just crazy to me. But
you're starting Kennedy over Tesla?
I'm not.
I have to start Kennedy. I tried to pick up Tesla. He was already picked up, so I am starting Kennedy. Yes,
I love
and
that.
I'm going to convince myself it's a good start.
I love that for you. I hope he scores the first touchdown of the game.
I should put in a bet now.
John, there's your bet for this week. Kennedy, first touchdown scorer.
Everyone else is going to score, and I'm going to bet on this guy Kennedy. Okay, so what do
my
we do
favorite
with
bet of the week? The Cleveland. Who's Cleveland playing? Cleveland, Tennessee over 33.5.
Titans, yeah. Over 33.5
is the lowest I've seen in a long time.
Probably weather too.
That game might not get over 20.
Yeah, but Tennessee's defense is so bad. What if Judkins just rumbles 180, right?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't see the Titans scoring more than they're 10. Not going to score more than 10 points in that game. I'd be hesitant to say they're going to score a touchdown, but
is it in Cleveland or Tennessee?
It's in Cleveland.
So Tennessee, yeah, I'd almost bet it's shutout. But okay, so what do we do with Chicago, right? They're playing at Green Bay. Green Bay's getting the 31st most QB points, 27th wide receiver, 32nd most tight end points, and they're the 32nd passover expectation. So teams are running against Green Bay because you can't throw against them. Like Rome Odunze, he was my guy. I have him in every league. I benched him last week. Like you cannot play Rome Odunze this week, right?
I hate that.
I would agree.
I might play Ted Kennedy over whatever his name is over Rome.
I would start Kennedy over probably all of them but Rome.
You start him over DJ Moore?
Yeah, I don't like DJ Moore. I drafted him in way too many leagues, and he's just burned me.
This didn't happen. He had 2 touchdowns last week, I think.
Yes. Yeah, he's been good, but it was But so what about Caleb, right? Like, what's the line? Are you starting Tua over Caleb? Tyrod? I mean, like,
I'll probably do.
Is it a bad weather game on the road?
Man,
I have him at QB 22.
Yeah, the Dolphins play the Jets, right? That's probably
Tyler Shuck or Caleb Williams.
Shuck.
Right? Like easy Shuck for me.
I got JJ over Caleb too.
9.
Yep, 9. Okay. The only people I don't have over Caleb are Tua, Shadur, Kirk, Geno, and Rodgers and Ward.
Tua, that's surprising. They play the Jets.
Jets, they're still good sneaky defense. The Jets are allowing 24th most QB points, 24th most wide receiver points last 4 games. Somehow they
What
traded
about-
Sauce and got better.
18's about to go off in that game.
Yeah, what about running back points?
The
Probably.
Jets?
Yeah, probably like.
Fifth most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so probably give it up like $1 billion.
Have we seen a player like this Quinn Williams just directly, like just single-handedly move like these two defenses?
I mean, he wasn't that good on the Jets. He now is actually like fighting to win games, unlike on the Jets. So he seems to be better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not that I can think of off the top of my head that's kind of like transformed a defense. I mean, you think Khalil Mack got traded to
Roquan Smith?
the Raiders, but I mean, the Raiders defense was still kind of bad. Roquan Smith, maybe, yeah.
That's a good pool, I think.
It's tough to say, though, really. I mean, I guess you could kind of say maybe Micah Parsons. The pass rush in Green Bay is electric now.
Yeah,
But
but
they
they,
can't
they,
stop
were, they
running.
were awesome last year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not like it. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What's okay? Let's jump in. What's or someone we haven't covered? Colts, Jags, we haven't covered that much. Do we think Daniel Dimes, like, does he not being able to run his broken leg? Does that downgrade the wide receivers there, or is that just kind of like reading the tea leaves too much? Because he's not going to run the ball, and then Taylor might be having a little bit of a struggle.
I think we're getting to a point where in Indianapolis, it's which wide receiver can you trust, if any of them? In the beginning of the season, it was Pittman, and Pittman still seems to be the favorite-ish. But Alec Pierce has really come on and is starting to command a lot more targets. So, I mean, it's become more of a mess than I think you would like if you roster any of them.
Yeah, I think Pierce has been safe. I think he's got 3 top 15 finishes in the last 4 games. Pittman's the one. Josh Downs I've dropped. He's gone.
Yeah.
Tyler Warren has been outplayed by Colston Loveland for the last 6-7 weeks. Warren is barely because I'm doing my Trey McBride Warren double tight end flex. I might play 3 tight ends this week with Warren, Dawson Knox, and McBride.
Dawson Knox, is this a tight end premium?
Since he's the worst team defending tight ends in the history of football.
In the history of football.
In the there's no other team since they've been measuring that is close to how bad Cincy is.
I feel like that was the Cardinals like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It was the Cardinals, but man, Dawson Knox. You know, there was a time right before they drafted Kincaid where he kind of had his little like quote unquote breakout season. I thought he was going to be like the next like really good tight end, and it just hasn't panned out.
Oh, we're talking about studs we bench. Brian Thomas Jr. Double Brian. What are we doing? You can't first round, but you can't start him, right? You have to bench him.
I'm using like the coming back from an injury still, even though he came back. Didn't he come back last week?
He's like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, he came. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you played Jacoby Myers over Brian Thomas Jr. easily.
Yeah.
Parker Washington did get hurt though, so I mean, not saying that should be such a big thing, but now it's kind of there's only 2 wide receivers.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But Jaguars. It's like we've always identified them as terrible defensively. 26 wide receiver points allowed. 25th running back points allowed. Like, is their D good, or have they just played Tennessee? Been playing terrible teams? Because I don't see their defenses being good. But I see that stat, and it's like, okay, maybe I'm not playing Alec Pierce, right? Maybe Michael Pittman, or if Michael Pittman or Michael Wilson, who are you playing? If Marvin Harrison Jr. is out.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. I think you play Michael Wilson.
Right?
That's I think 100%.
Okay. Devontae Smith or Michael Wilson. Anthony, Philly's playing the Chargers, who have the best pass defense in the league the last 4 games.
Probably Michael Wilson.
Right? It's just fantasy football is just so crazy. There's no other sport like that where it's like, oh, this guy off the wire, I'm playing over someone who I think is like a top 10 player at the position.
Yeah, it's also been really hard to trust any of the Eagles' pass catchers on offense this season. They win games, but their offense just doesn't look the same. And I'm sure Brian can probably talk all day about that.
Yeah, if the Eagles are going to lose, AJ Brown's great play. They're going to win AJ Brown's terrible play.
So do you think they're going to win this week?
No.
All right, Jalen Carter's out. Justin Herbert's got a broken hand. He might not play. I don't know if we've got an update, but he's day to
They
day.
said he's going to try and play, but there's a lot of question marks.
I'm sure he is. It's his left hand. I just think that they'll just go at a pistol or shotgun. But if it's Trey Lance, I mean, the Eagles are probably going to win anyway.
I would love to play. I would love to see Trey Lance in fantasy. But like,
I
so
would
Brian,
love
what
for
do we
Trey
do with
Lance to
Hurts?
dominate, honestly.
Right. So Chargers are the third best team for third best defense, limiting quarterback points. Does that like hurt? How far down would we slide Hurts? Right. So if it's a great secondary, you can't run the ball, low scoring game. You got no Jalen Carter, so maybe you think the defense is so bad they got to throw to catch up.
So Jalen Hurts almost every week is like around 16 to 17 points projected. Doesn't really matter who he's playing. I have him at right under 15 now. So he's QB 12.
Like he's just a safe play because the tush push and all those the rushing touchdowns that come from it, and he still does run. So like no matter what, like Jalen Hurts, I think is just a safe play.
Tyler Shock or Jalen Hurts?
Don't do that.
It's got to be Jalen Hurts.
Jalen, I'm not going to drop somebody on my team to pick up another QB. Like I'd much rather start Jalen Hurts than pick up a QB off the waiver wire and drop one of my handcuff running backs.
I think if you are like projected to lose by like 20 and like you need to get in the playoffs, I mean, yeah, like maybe Tyler Shuck. I don't even want to say he has a higher ceiling because Saquon likes to get tackled at the 1 yard line 3 times a game, and
he can't even get to the 1 yard line anymore.
Oh, fair, but the upside for Jalen Hurts is still there. I mean, if you want to get crazy, I can see like screw it, let's go Tyler Shuck, but I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay, let's say you're projected to be down 20. What's your team? You just get to pick this team off the scrapyard of kind of like lottery tickets. Like you probably start Shuck at QB because they're playing Tampa, right? Because it's the worst pass defense in the league.
Does Jordan Love count as lottery ticket?
I think we're talking about probably what guys
week
would be like the waiver wire or like
yeah. Outside the top 20, 30 of the position. So maybe, right, like Alec, you can go Alec Pierce, Indy, but the matchup's not good.
I mean, does Brissett go count?
Brissett?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you start Jacoby. But, I mean, Saints are like the 26th most points to QB. So it's like, it's not a great spot, right? This is kind of where you're chasing lottery tickets kind of based on matchup, right? Like your guy, Ted Kennedy or whatever, right?
Tom.
I don't care. You can throw him a wide receiver.
Oh, he's in. He's in there like swimwear.
So like running backs. So like Ray Davis, right?
Ty Johnson.
Worst team. Who?
Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson, sure. Okay, Ty Johnson.
His target share has been pretty high recently.
Kenny Gainwell or Blake Corum for running back.
Oh, that's nice. So Rams, Cardinals. Cardinals are pretty bad versus the run. Blake Corum's nice because they said they want to save Kyron for the playoffs, so that could be 50-50 split over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, Corum would be a good just deep scrapyard play this week.
Not even that deep because we had the Rams just got lost to Carolina, so they're going to be angry, right? So if they go up big, kind of roll the Cardinals, Corum's going to be getting tons of work in the second half.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Corum is probably the big one for running back. I said Kenny Gainwell. He's probably, he's been decent. But I'm not seeing a ton to love as far as like scrap heap running backs that you can plug and play.
Potentially. I think Sampson might be out this week. And if you need somebody in the pass catching role, it's the Browns. But like, it's Browns Titans. I don't know what's going to happen there. But if you're like desperate, I think he could get more play this week.
Say Jerome Ford?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a bad option.
I'm trying to look. I mean, Devin Neal probably is already picked up, but he's a stud. I mean, he was picked up 2 weeks ago, I guess, but I think he's going to be great this week.
Okay, let's find another bad defense. Actually, here, we'll get to a couple questions here. So we got Simon Thomas, 61 with the South Park. Pick 3, half PPR. McLaurin, Tesla, Pierce, Hunt. Okay, now we're in the weeds. Do we have to play McLaurin? He looked good. Mariota passed for the best game of his life. Right? They're kind of getting healthy, or is it Jaden Daniels dependent?
I mean, I think out of these options, like you kind of have to play McLaurin. I think the one that I mean, for me, the one that I'm deciding whether I want to bench Hunt or Tesla. Like, I'm going to start McLaurin and Pierce here.
Okay, because if we're doing the matchup versus talent, right? Commanders playing the Vikings, allowing the 29th most wide receiver points, right? So the Minnesota secondary has been really good. So it's like Matt Tesla, right, playing Dallas, maybe the worst secondary in the league. So if we're doing matchup talent, this has got the biggest delta, almost impossible.
I just think so. I know that Tesla, like they spent a lot of draft capital on him, and they clearly like him, and he's made some flash plays. He wasn't any more involved last week or even the week before when Amon-Ra was out, right? They moved on to his guy Tom Kennedy. So it's just hard for me to really think about that. And I've probably talked myself into just going Kareem Hunt as the third one there. McLaurin, Pearson, Hunt, I think it would be for me. And I'd leave Tesla on the bench despite the juicy matchup.
I think Hunt is the best for me. Like Hunt's to me kind of the number one guy. He's been getting way more of the rush share there, and he just scores touchdowns. He seems to be the only running back they trust anymore for KC. And then
Houston, though.
Yeah. I mean, City has to win.
Huh? Okay. Yeah, which means
it's half PPR too, so it's not like I'm getting a point per reception. So it's not like 6 for 60 is going to do me that much. So if I get 50 yards and he falls in the end zone, that's better.
Who do you bet to score? You got to bet your life. Someone's scoring this game.
Hunt. Of those four, it'd be Hunt.
Okay.
That's probably. I mean, that's kind of why I lean him. Tesla, if you need upside on your team, I might do Tesla, Pierce, Hunt, and I just don't trust McLaurin for like the upside play. I think he's a bit safer than Tesla, though.
If Jane Daniels plays, we're playing McLaurin.
Sorry.
If Jane Daniels plays, we're playing McLaurin, though, right?
I don't trust Jane Daniels.
Has Marcus Mariota looked worse than Jane Daniels this year?
Like, he just had the best game of his life.
Yeah, like I haven't really seen like too much of a difference.
Okay.
So that doesn't matter too much for me. Yeah, I'm gonna bet Tesla.
You're benching Tesla?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna start the other three.
Yeah, okay, that's probably about right. Okay, Arthur, my man. Hey, y'all, another trade. I got Nico for Debo Laporte. So I got Nico for Debo Laporta and a first 18-man. I love this 18-man dynasty.
Oh, I love that.
Receivers are Puka, Pickens, and Nico now. Y'all like Tesla? I love Tesla tonight. Brian loves Ted Kennedy. We're fighting again. I would start Tesla. I don't know. I took Tesla over him, but we'll see. Tesla's a touchdown machine. He can score two. I think this game's at a 60-point total. I think if you got to get somebody in, just get him in. There's so many weird matchups. I'd blind play. I play Russian roulette, like spin a wheel to get somebody into this game and just take whoever. I'd play Penny Sewell.
I wouldn't be shocked if he got a touchdown. They love those trick plays down there or up there in Detroit, depending where you are, up or down. But
so, Andy, do you like this trade?
Yeah, I do, especially in 18 team dynasty. I think studs matter a lot in leagues that big, and maybe that's like the opposite of what folks think. But like, I just think if you have one guy that can outscore like 4 on like another team in that deep of a league, like I'm going to do that. And Debo's kind of on his way out. Laporta, I mean, he was really talented last year. I think he's just going to kind of fizzle into one of those tight ends that, is anywhere from like 6 to like 12 on any given year. And Nico's just a stud. And the 2028 first, like whatever. It's a first round pick. That's great. But like, I mean, it's 3 years away. So I like this trade quite a bit.
The dynasty person in me also wants to avoid trading 27 first because 27 is going to be all of the QBs and all of the wide receivers.
It's going to be a hell of a draft in 2027.
Yeah. So if you're like, I'm in a 32 team dynasty league, I already traded My team's terrible. I just picked up a team, but I'm trading all my picks for 2027.
I don't even think you should be allowed to trade 2028. How many leagues are going to last that long? Like,
I'm in a league. I'm in a couple of leagues where you have access to trade draft picks for 3 years out, like the NFL does.
Yeah, I do that too. But in the leagues we do, if you trade those picks, you have to pay the buy-in for that year.
oh, that's smart. There, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Arthur says also Chris Rodriguez, Kareem Hunt, or Devon Bailey. Bailey. I mean, you might even be not playing Bailey if Olave's playing. But so Chris Rodriguez or Kareem Hunt. I mean, Rodriguez is kind of the RB1 now, but it's messy in Washington.
I'm going Hunt and Bailey.
Wow.
I
I mean, if we're going to probably Bailey 1, then Hunt.
Yeah, and Olave out or not, it's just Bailey matchup. He just did it. Recency.
I'm assuming this is your flex spot and you want some upside, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll co-sign. I'd go Bailey.
Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap it up. We've been going an hour. Anthony, thanks for coming on. Quick. Let's do quick predictions for tonight. Score and winner, and who's the best fantasy player?
I think it's going to be like a 38-35 game. I think.
Ooh, I love that.
I think Dallas is going to win, and I think the best player is going to be. It's either going to be Pickens or CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. Right.
To pick one, I'll go Pickens just to say
Pickens.
one, but
Pickens.
one of the two receivers is going to be the guy.
I will go Detroit with the win. David Montgomery has 2 rushing touchdowns.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's
Okay.
great.
I'm gonna say Dallas wins 41-35, and Dak throws for 404 TDs.
I love that too.
Okay.
Tom Kennedy, first touchdown. I just want to see what that is right now.
It's got to be like plus 1,200.
Okay, guys. Okay, we got to go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you come over to Discord. Check us out on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, our YouTube channel, right? Like, subscribe. You can always drop us a comment. But if we didn't get to any questions, you can always hit us up on our Discord. That is a great way to stay involved. Plus 2,000?
Yep.
20, so 200 to 1, 20 to 1, whatever. Who cares? It's not going to happen.
You're riding
Okay. Last quick question. Right, you got in under the wire here. I gotta go though. Better off season QB, JD5 or Purdy? Ooh, I mean,
Purdy, because I don't think JD5 is playing rest of the season.
yeah.
Yeah, Purdy because he's safer.
And schedule. The schedule's great.
Yeah, Purdy.
Another week to get health. Okay, that's Purdy. All Purdy. Okay, guys, make sure to come back Sunday for our morning show. Week 14. It's some leagues. It is fantasy playoffs.
Nothing
Ours
correct.
it is.